President appoints three-member committee to investigate accusations of irregularities in the central bank's latest bond issue. In the latest development, President Maithripala Sirisena instructed the Secretary to the President, P.B. Abekun, from London to appoint a three-member committee to investigate allegations of irregularities in the central bank's latest bond issue. Issuing a communique today, the President's media division noted that the President was paying close attention to media reports of alleged malpractice.
The committee should really be looking at a series of things. The first of that is that why was it that the requirement of the initially advertised requirement of 1 billion suddenly became 10 times that amount, and there was no intimation to the primary dealers. Secondly, the committee will need to find out if there was a nexus of collusion between the central bank and one or more primary dealers. And number three, why is it that for the first time in recent memory, the governor of the central bank, Mr. Mahendran, was actually present at the auction room?
The Finance Ministry coordinated with the central bank in the past, but within a day of coming into power, this government scuppered that process and brought the central bank under the Prime Minister. So there is no correlation between what the Finance Minister does and the decisions that are taken by the central bank. Whose is this company? The company belongs to the son-in-law of the governor of the central bank. Now they are saying that the son-in-law resigned from the company some time ago, but this company is part of a group. We do not know if he has resigned, but even if he has, he is still part of the group. There is a monetary board which runs the affairs of the central bank. There has been no statement whatsoever on whether the approval of the monetary board was obtained. They are saying that there was an urgent requirement for 10 billion because there was no money to pay for projects that had been commenced. This is an astounding story. If that is the case, they should have brought it up when compiling the budget.
If the governor of the central bank has made a mistake, and if there is an independent judiciary and an independent police, then it will be investigated. It is as simple as that. During the regime of Mahinda Rajapaksa, all these institutions were under the president. You can say it needs to be done, but there must be evidence. The previous government was okay when it was done without evidence. You have become used to working under lawlessness. You have affirmed what I said. There must be a proper investigation. I believe that the governor of the central bank has a responsibility to step aside from his duties until it is completed. We are of the view that the governor of the central bank must be removed until this investigation is concluded.
මේ පරීක්ෂණය කරලා අවසන් වන තෙක් මේ දූරෙන් ඉවත් කර තැබිය යුතුයි කියන අදහසයි අපි දරන්නේ. යහපාලනය පිළිබඳ කිරිකලයට එකතු කර ගොම බිඳුවක් විදියටයි අපි මේක දකින්නේ.
අපි පැහැදිලිවම කියනවා.
We state clearly that if any irregularity or malpractice has occurred in this bond issue and if it's proven through an independent investigation, then we will bring all those responsible before the law and punish them. We will not protect rogues for any reason.
මොනම හේතුවක් නිසාවත් හොරු ආරක්ෂා කරන්නේ.
Following the court hearing and consideration of CID reports based on investigations carried out thus far, the Galle Magistrates Court also suspended the foreign travel of a director of Avantgarde, Kitsiri Manjula Kumara. The CID also informed court that the former Navy commander, Admiral Somathilaka Disanayaka, had acted as a consultant to the Avantgarde security firm. Meanwhile, the chairman of Avantgarde, Major Nisanka Senadipati, appeared before the Colombo Magistrate Court today, requesting permission for foreign travel. The Colombo Magistrate then ordered CID officers to present the letter drafted by the Defence Secretary and submitted to the Attorney General. The Colombo Magistrates Court meanwhile suspended the foreign travel of two members of the Board of Directors of the Rakna Lanka security firm, Major General K.B. Egodavela and Major Vijay Konbanda. Tanath Fonseca acquitted of all charges in the case pertaining to harbouring of army deserters.
The case was filed at the Colombo High Court against former Army Commander General Sarath Fonseca and retired Captain Senaka Haripriya de Silva, who functioned as his secretary. The duo were charged with illegally retaining 10 soldiers for their security after retiring from the army and acting to turn them against the state. High Court Judge Devika Dilirvera Tennakun decided today that the prosecution had failed to prove the allegations against the defence beyond reasonable doubt.
මේ බොරු චෝදනාවට ඒ ආකාරයට කරපු හිරිහැරේ එක මංසන්දියක් අපි අද ජයගත්.
We have achieved victory at one juncture today in terms of the false charges filed to harass us. There are 2 more cases against my son-in-law and his mother. We believe that the truth will be victorious in these cases too. We will receive justice. I believe the time will also come for those who engaged in savagery while looking at the planetary positions to come before court and prove their innocence to the country.
ඒගොල්ලොත් නිවැරදි කියලා රටට ඔප්පු කරන්න කාලයක් එයි.
Meanwhile, the petition filed by General Sarath Fonseca regarding his seat in Parliament was also taken up today. The Court of Appeal today rejected the request made by an interim injunction enabling the petitioner to attend Parliament sittings until the hearings of the petition are concluded. Representing Sarath Fonseca, President's Counsel Faiz Mustafa submitted to court that the President had granted his client an unconditional pardon. He added that as such there are no legal barriers preventing Fonseca from taking his seat in Parliament. The President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Vijit Malalgoda, questioned what would happen if an injunction order was issued, and it was then proven at the conclusion of hearings that Sarath Fonseca has no legal right to hold his seat in Parliament. Responding to this query, President's Counsel Faiz Mustafa noted that if that were the case, the petitioner would act in line with the decision of court.
Bribery Commission grills Vimal Weerawansa.
Former Minister Vimal Weerawansa arrived at the premises of the Commission this morning. Director General of the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, Dilrukshi Wickramasinghe, stated that statements pertaining to the assets and complaints of corruption were recorded from Weerawansa today. We were summoned to the Commission based on complaints filed by an individual who had identified himself as Attorney at Law Namal Rajapaksa. Accordingly, we participated in the investigation.